fellow creators, and welcome to my YouTube channel. It is the second of the month, which means it's time for the Sheetload Creative Team to share our version of this month's Sheetload of Cards. Now, the Sheetload of Cards is a sketch, cutting guide, and full supply list provided free to all of Call Me Crafty Al's subscribers. I will be sure to link to Call Me Crafty Al's channel in the description box below. On the first of the month, Alicia of the Call Me Crafty Al channel shares the newest sketch. On the second of the month, Alicia shares a full process video showing how she uses the sketch, including any tips or tricks she may have. The creative team also shares our version of how we use the Sheetload of Cards sketch on the second of the month. Now, there will be a link to a playlist in the description box below so that you can follow along with all the creative team members for the September 2025 Sheetload of Cards sketch. Be sure to use the hashtags on the sketch when sharing on social media. This way we can see what all our crafty friends have made. Now, the sketch does share what supplies are needed, how many cards it will yield, and this month it yields 8, the dimensions, any special instructions that she may have, plus alternatives or other ways to use the sketch, such as using foam tape to adhere layers for added dimension. Now, page 2 is your cutting guide, and it tells you how to cut your pattern paper and any cardstock you may need. Now, this month's sketch is inspired by one of our teammates. It's inspired by Carmen of Choose Joy with Carmen. Now, Alicia has added a link to Carmen's YouTube channel on the sketch as well. So I decided to use this paper pad from Michaels. It is a book club paper pad by Craftsmith. And it's so pretty. It has all these book club themed papers in it. So let me kind of flip through it real quickly for you. And I'm really going to be fast on flipping through, but you got to just see all these beautiful papers here. So it was kind of hard to choose. And I did something a little bit differently. So this month's sketch calls for 2 sheets of 12 by 12 pattern paper. But I actually used 4 different pattern papers, but I didn't use the full sheet of each of those pattern papers, and I'll kind of show you why. So this paper, let me find it again. The paper here with all the books, and there's another one in the back. Let me look. Oh my, where did I do it? Oh, so, and then there's this one. So they're the same basic print. It's books on bookshelves, but with 2 color themes. And I wanted to use these as the background part of all the cards, so I used these papers. And then for the little corners that are the triangles that are in on the card, I just used these polka dot papers. Well, they're kind of like polka dots. They're little diamonds. So I used it in the pink and the teal. And you can see, here's what I have left of the other papers, that they go beautifully with the papers I chose. So I cut the amount of pieces I needed to make the 8 cards, but I didn't use just 2 sheets. I used 4. So I have some leftover pattern paper. So let me show you the cards I made. Now, what I did for my matte layers is I used some, it's like a shimmer gold cardstock that I had in my stash, also from Michaels, I believe. And I thought that went well with the colors here. So there are my 8 cards. And as you can see, I used the pink with this pattern paper of books, and then this teal with this one. But the sentiment, I put your tops in my book, and I stamped it with a teal and a pink. And I used this Mama Elephant stamp set called Good Reads, and the sentiment says your tops in my book. Now, for the images here, I actually pulled another piece of the pattern paper in, and it's this piece. So as you can see, it goes this way, but I fussy cut a bunch of these little tickets out, and they all say Book Lovers Club. So I just fussy cut them all out, popped them up on foam tape, or a couple of them anyway, put one underneath, laying that flat. And those are my images, or my ephemera, you could say, for the cards. Now, For the inside, I also stamped from that same stamp set a sentiment that says, a great friendship is like a great book. It will stay with you forever. And then I added a few hearts, and I added a strip of the book pattern paper on the bottom. So I did that for all 4 cards, or 8 cards. And I also use a sentiment that says, a book for your birthday is a gift you unwrap page by page. So there are a couple of different sentiments on the inside, even though the front all have the same. This one says, having you as a friend is like curling up with a good book. And then this one says, when you read, you never stop learning. So 4 different inside sentiments. And then I repeated it on the pink version of the cards. So I think they turned out so cute. I love them. And having worked in a school district for so many years, I think I just love anything education, book, or even office related. That's just how I roll. Alrighty friends, so there are my 8 cards using the September 2025 Sheetload of Cards sketch and supply list. Thank you so much for sticking around to the end. I'd be thrilled if you subscribe to my YouTube channel or followed me on any of my other social media platforms. As always, have a beautiful, safe, and creative day. Thanks for watching. Bye.